Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for being very candid. I'll also be a bit candid, and I will raise something that may be controversial and contrarian. In January of 2022, my name is James Wakaba. I am a past president of RC Kitengela. In January of 2024, I happened to be in Kiharu for a funeral. I was born in Kiharu. My parents came from Kiharu, so I have relatives, friends at a place called Gidagara. At that time, the taxes had started going up tremendously. And in the church, an independent church, I was given an opportunity to speak because I knew the lady as a Mau Mau fighter. And I said, we are going back to the days of the hat tax. And I criticized the MP for Kiharu vehemently by saying he is part of the system that is increasing taxes in this country. And it was a bit hushed at first. Some people clapped, others didn't. The priest said, you are the last person who will talk politics in this church, in this funeral. And when we came out, some of the wazees told me, umefanya vibaya sana ku criticize MP wetu sababu wametufanyia mambo makubwa sana na CDF. And I was like, okay, so at that level, they are happy. But is the nation happy? Are the people happy? And we know what happened after that, the Genz protests and all that. So the controversial issue I want to talk about is this CDF and what effect at the macro level it has had on the country. CDF was, it came in 2003 through a person called Muriuki Karue, who I had the opportunity to contest against in Olkalau constituency. But it is not personal, because CDF would not have been there if I had won. And my point is, CDF has done very well. It has done many good things, but it also has done a lot of bad. It has been ruled repeatedly unconstitutional by the courts. And I know you change the act every time you change to a different act. It has made MPs extremely lazy. They have neglected their primary duty of legislation. If you go to South Korea, there are more than 30 laws on artificial intelligence today. Kenya, we have 0 laws. If you go to the US, there are more than 100 laws on finance. Here we have maybe 5 or 10. We have neglected our primary duty because we are able to demonstrate to our constituents that we are doing something by issuing CDF checks. Every 3 months an MP goes home, he issues CDF checks, people clap. That is the work of a clerk in the chief's office. It is not the work of an MP. So because of this neglect, it has also led you to, and I'm not saying you personally, I'm sorry, you've done extremely well on CDF. It has also led you to stop the oversight role because you're almost sure of re-election because you hand out checks. The role of oversight. If there were 100 MPs today talking the way you are talking about this economy, this country would go very far. But because they have money to dish out every weekend in terms of CDF checks, they neglect that duty. So my question to you is, would you as the best performing MP in terms of CDF have the courage to say that this is the wrong way to develop a country, that this should be done by the system, not 1 or 2 brilliant individuals and then the others do nothing? This is a system thing. We should create a system where this development we see in Kiharu happens everywhere by virtue of the executive, either at the national level or at the county level, not by people whose primary role is legislation and oversight. Thank you.
I know you actually. Thank you very much, my brother. And I wish you all the best in Madare. We'll talk about that. His question was very direct, that he was vying with that party, which we were, but he also made it clear he has also gone. So he's asking, where do we go? Then I'm telling him, we are going to consult. Bwana James Wakaba, I can't agree more. However, as a practical politician, I mean one who is serving now, CDF has its place. And especially when there is low level of trust in the bigger system. You know, this is the bad thing with Kenya. When you talk about CDF is actually, you'll be shocked. It's in a budget of 4 point something trillion, CDF is less than 2% of that. Yet when you go to Githagara, you are likely to see some CDF projects, and you wonder, where is this other one, 4.2 something trillion gone? Because when there is no level of trust in the bigger sphere, then the concretes become more effective. The smaller devote functions. So that's the major point, I think. However, this is something I've been actually voicing. CDF, on the other side, has also made the quality of leadership to be decimated. Because you don't need to do much. You just pile up your bursary to give it during the election week. And then, without forgetting that, even the person who is coming will also give that bursary. You know, there is a way bursary has been personalized, and we have sold, some have sold fear to the population and the electorate that if I'm gone, bursary is gone. That is also something I struggle with when I'm thinking. Because I agree with you, a taxonomy is an area. A constituency is a taxonomy, a unit of measurement, or a county. There is no way you can grow a taxonomy without the involvement of the macro. There is no way you go to China and here, Shenzhen grew, but China is not growing. It has never been such a story. So I agree the overarching agitation and the overarching policies are actually much more important than what we do with the micro level. Look at it this way. Even if you run our Kiharo Masomo Bora, school fees is 500. I was in a place Thursday and Friday and Monday. I went to a school in Kiharo. 2 is a day school. 1 had, I think, over 20 or so learners from outside. Some from Kilifi, Isiolo, who have come to live with relatives to school there. The next one I went, out of their 35 students in grade 10, 12 are not from Muranga. But you see now, that is transferring, is not solving. When a child transfers to Nairobi to come to live with a relative, yes, I have provided a solution to that micro agent of the economy. But much more needs to be done in the macro sense. Because that child needs not shift. They need to school at their place because education should be quality and accessible. Aya. Dr. Kanchori, thank you very much. I also wish you all the best. Yes, professionals, you know. Hey, me staki kelele ya siasa. You hear Obama was asked, when Obama said he's joining politics, somebody asked Obama, you look like a nice guy. What are you saying? Yani anaambia mtu naigia siasa, mtu anakuangalia, but you look like a nice guy. What is that saying about those people who are there? So, but if all of us, let's say today, and I'm being politely honest, anyone who would seek to be a leader today in Kenya, let me use my brother Kanchori. You want to be senator here, but you're living your life comfortably, is it? You have the best car you are driving. You are comfortable. Now, if all comfortable people become comfortable, who will solve these problems that we are talking about? Who then? So I agree with your challenge. Let's get out of our comfort zones. And it's not just about leading. It's also about voice. You know, nowadays, when I talked about this issue of Turkana oil, because I know Turkana oil is not Kenyan oil, it's an individual's oil. And I talked about it. And I got some people telling me, hey, I got some people concerned. And I was wondering, yani Kenya tumefika hapo, ati unaongea mambo ya nchi, and people are fearing for you. Sisi wote tukinunua uoga, nchi itaenda wapi? You know, that's the issue. So we just have, even if you are not vying like Kanchori, and you are a secretary of a church, ukisoma matagazo Sunday, Sema mawili matatu, elimisha wengine wako hapo. It is our civic responsibility to talk about the things that are happening. Bring up what is inside. You are happy? Yes, say to that place. You know, mnajua kazi iko sawa huku, na based on the response of the people, you'll know whether it is only who is happy or it is everyone. But let's take it as our civic responsibility. In whichever area, in our offices. Now you know about securitization. And hiyo jina imeitwa hivyo for that reason. Because it's complex. You know, securitization means borrowing. Why not use the name borrowing? It's easier. It's used to, so that even before we malize kusema, mtu ameanza kuyon. But we have to do it. Haya. Madam Mudeu. Manufacturing. Idia. SME. I agree. SMEs must be supported. But India, South Korea, they run on the same model. SMEs actually become the feeder companies of the bigger manufacturing companies. There is no manufacturing anywhere in the world that thrives without big companies. Why? Manufacturing is not done for the local market. It is done for the global market. And global market, you are competing. And one way of competing is scalability. So scalability can only happen in a big company. So that's why you realize even in India, there is Mahindra, there is Tata, and there is Reliance Industries. There are all those. But there is a base of SMEs who are suppliers of those. So all that has to go in tandem. When you go to South Korea, you talk about Samsung, Hyundai, HK, and the rest. But beneath them, now those ones are launched by the company to be the representatives of the company. Representatives means now Samsung will come in the market and they are fighting around with the iPhone, with Huawei, because they have the muscle. You come elbow them. Now, that cannot be left undone, because it is now on the basis of Samsung that thousands of SMEs thrive. So those policies must go hand in hand. However, I agree, government machinery must always exist to make the economy thrive, including tax collection. Because once these premises crosses, even the little you are getting goes. Stella, online. And I think I had handled that question before. We were in a situation where, when you are in a team, you have to argue your points within the team before you come to become a person with a divergent view. And do you ask yourself many times, let me just put it this way, am I there now? No, I'm asking you guys, am I there now? Do you think, no, I'm saying about that caucus that was there, that grouping. No. Yes. Did you hear me besmirch anyone even in the living? I think I've communicated. Yeah. Mwenye anashika ashike. Lastly, because I don't want to, I hope I'm not coming back here again. Lastly, because naona watu wamekaa sana. Niruhusu 1 minute, because I hope you are finishing. Many times we come to such meetings, we talk. Do you know, guys, I've been talking for 2 hours, which I enjoy because I am your servant and I also learn when I come. But many times I ask myself, if I come here and I don't learn anything, and I don't get provoked to become better, why? I haven't gained, you have not gained. Was there a need for this meeting if that was the case? So I've gone to many places I talk about investments. And I hope the person I'm about to call, yeah, I have seen she's here. So you call, shares are good, I shout. Like one talk I did in Nyeri last year. That time the shares I was mentioning were half price of what they are today. The one that was in Sitam with a banner of Kingdom Bank up on Yuma. Many of you watched. And I got many, very nice talk. Oh my way, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. We read books. The most motivating books I've read for a long time. But do those talks and books change you? After we leave here, let's say it was an investment talk. Today was more macro and economic. But you have listened even to the videos of the investment wise. Beyond the excitement, do we do anything? A very small proportion. So when you hear something good, my challenge is, for you not doing it, you are forfeiting value.